4 from each of these 5 heat races will determine who makes it to the Sand Marble Rally Tournament here in 2017. 7 in the blocks with a newcomer who immediately comes up into second place. That is Nemo, that orange marble, but leading the way, it is Cobra. As I say that, bounding off the walls, El Capitan gets by him too. It is Comet out in the lead. Comet and El Capitan, then Cobra, and Nemo fighting for third place. I think Nemo got around him, he did. But stretching that lead up front, it is Comet. And Wisp of Darkness now challenging for second place. He's gaining a lot of ground pretty quickly. Can he catch up to El Capitan? He does, and is he going to catch the leader? Off they go. Oh, they take the high line. Oh, and Comet gets stuck in the middle. Comet gets caught, and Wisp of Darkness goes right around him. I think El Capitan does as well. Yes, he does. All right, Comet has some ground to make up, and immediately banging off the back of El Capitan. Can he get second place? Yes, he can, and he gets the lead. Comet shoots up into first place. Oh, briefly getting caught as Wisp of Darkness. That's going to let Nemo by as well into third place. That is how they finish. Back there, Blue Moon gets caught and does not finish. Actually, one of 3 that didn't make it down into the chute. But there you see your top 4 moving on as we take a look at the hill. This is where we are competing. A lot on the line. There will be a consolation tournament, I'm told, later in the year, but for right now, you want to make it into the big dance. Silverbolt, Fantasy, Slimer, Blizzard Blaster, Starman, Rastafarian, and Big Pearl getting us going. It's Blizzard Blaster leading the way. Slimer in third, Big Pearl hanging there in third, trying to fight off a bit of a challenge from Rastafarian. A little bit farther back, that is Silverbolt, making up some ground after getting hung up straight out of the gate. Good battle going on up front for the lead. Big Pearl slots up there in front of Slimer right now. Spread out into the boulevard. A couple marbles get caught. We only see 4 in the picture. There's 5. All right, so maybe some are still going. But remember, the top 4 advance. So you don't necessarily have to win, but you do have to finish. That is the key. Those 3 marbles taking the lower line. Ooh, all getting caught up on each other. Big Pearl's going to stretch her lead out in front. Remember, she came down into the final race of the year last year with a shot at the championship, but just wasn't able to do it. Got hung up early on the course and ended up losing. Ghost Plasma came through to win the championship. A good battle between these two does not materialize down into the gate. It's fairly close between Slimer and Rastafarian, but it will be Big Pearl, Blizzard Blaster, the newcomer, Fantasy, and Slimer, all moving on to the Sand Marble Rally. 3 more qualifiers to go to decide who goes on to the Sand Marble Rally here in 2017. Deep Ocean, Pollo Loco, Glassy, Blazing Fireball, Tarantula, Summer Sky, and White Widow in the gates. And it is White Widow leading the way, but look at that charge coming back there from Glassy. Immediately right up on for the lead. It's going to be those 2 fighting. Remember, the top 4 advance. That's all you need. But you've got to get in that top 4. One wrong move, you could get beached or caught on something midway through the course. We already saw that in the first couple of heat races. Now also challenging up there is Summer Sky. She had a good run in last year's Sand Marble Rally. Pollo Loco, who had some successes last year as well, now up into third, taking the high line. Oh, and they actually collide and force. Oh, and several of them get caught back there, and it's all happening so quickly. And it looks like coming out of it, Summer Sky is going to be the leader. Right back behind, is that Glassy? I think it is. It's either Glassy or Deep Ocean. I'm pretty sure it is. Now Deep Ocean into second place. Glassy retakes second, but it will be Summer Sky winning the way. Who's going to get that final spot? It's Pollo Loco. Summer Sky, Deep Ocean, Glassy, and Pollo Loco will advance. Blazing Fireball, White Widow, and Tarantula did not qualify. Those back 2, as you saw, got stuck a little bit higher up on the course. Now look at this. Red number 3 back in the field with a chance to take on the big ones in the Sand Marble Rally. Quicksilver, Blue Smoke, H2 Blue, Dragon's Egg, The Flash, and Mocha Madness also in this heat, and it is Mocha Madness leading the way. The Flash coming up right behind, nose to tail, running a train down this course early with these top 4 marbles. Red number 3's got a lot of ground to make up, but he's an expert at doing that. We'll see if it's possible. Mocha Madness still leading the way. Ooh, several getting caught back there. Red number 3 up into second and into the lead. Jumping right over the barriers, and it's red number 3 showing why he deserves to be in this Sand Marble Rally. He did that in the very first race of his career and made a name for himself and earned a lot of fans doing it, but can he keep it going? Red number 3 leading the way now. Trying to keep that lead. Now remember, he doesn't have to win. This isn't necessarily for the victory. It's just to get in the top 4. And it looks like he is solidly in there, but the question is, who are the 2 back behind? Oh, and he is going to take the lead. Jumping up in there, Quicksilver, Dragon's Egg, and H2 Blue. The Flash did not qualify, surprisingly, nor did Mocha Madness or Blue Smoke, who got caught a little bit farther up on the course. Wow, red number 3. What a job he did. That's why he's so dangerous. Now we take a look at the course in our final heat. Black Knight, Ghost Plasma, our championship defending champion. Crazy Cat's Eye, Lollipop, the newcomer. Marbly McMarbleface, Green Turtle, and Snake's Tub. As we get going, it is Marbly McMarbleface leading the way out in front. Green Turtle coming up back behind is now fallen back a little ways in favor of Marbly McMarbleface. A couple of them getting caught back up there. The Turtle getting hung up on the wall, and it's Black Knight now into second place. Getting a good challenge back behind. Is that Snake's Tub right behind him? I think it might be. Either that or it's Crazy Cat's Eye. A little bit tough to tell when they're in motion, but it's Marbly McMarbleface leading the way and getting hung up on the wall. Is Black Knight going to take the lead as they come through the helices? No, he won't. That one, not this time either. Now they converge together, and no, he'll slot into second place in favor of, I think that's Crazy Cat's Eye up ahead. Crazy Cat's Eye with a good lead now. Is anybody going to get caught up on the wall? No. Black Knight trying to hold everybody off for second place. He falls back to third. He has one more spot to give before he loses out on the Sand Marble Rally. He's not going to, and it's Crazy Cat's Eye. Lollipop, the newcomer. Ghost Plasma, of course, qualifies. And Black Knight. So we have the order for all of those who will compete in the Sand Marble Rally in 2017. Choose your favorite and cheer them on in the future as we get ready for many rounds of Sand Marble Rallies. Field of 20 has been chosen from the heat races, and we are moments away from the start of the 2017 Sand Marble Rally. There is our course down which we will traverse just moments from now. Choose your marble. We've got some old favorites and some newcomers. And we are off. H2 Blue getting us started. Nemo now, as I say that, takes his lead up front. This is his first official full season in the Sand Marble Rally. It would be a good start to get a championship. Crazy Cat's Eye bounding up into second place, now falling back into third. Several newcomers right up there. It looks like Blizzard Blaster, I think, also one of the newcomers, just in front of Nemo, now taking his lead up front. Blizzard Blaster and Nemo, two of the newcomers, leading the way in front of Crazy Cat's Eye. Black Knight was back behind, now loses out to H2 Blue, I think that was. Deep Ocean just behind Black Knight. Might be El Capitan just behind him. But still up front it is Blizzard Blaster, now losing out to Crazy Cat's Eye, a marble that actually did not finish the first race last season. Blizzard Blaster fending off a challenge from H2 Blue, now closing up on Nemo for second place. Can Blizzard Blaster get by? Everybody choosing that low line, it appears. Those top four having a little bit of separation over Black Knight. It's a two-marble race now out in front. Hitting those nails and actually stopping, coming to a complete stop. That changes the order completely. Crazy Cat's Eye, leader up front in front of Blizzard Blaster, now Black Knight challenging for second place. Can he get it? That loses a little bit of ground, lost all the momentum through those sweeping S's. H2 Blue, there's Deep Ocean, I think, a little bit farther back behind. It might have been Summer Sky also. Back in sixth place, but it is Crazy Cat's Eye hitting the rock, and briefly getting caught. Blizzard Blaster taking that high line, nearly going over, and through the divider was Black Knight. Now they draw a little bit closer to those top two. Right off the back of Blizzard Blaster. Black Knight wants second place. Is he going to be able to get there? No, forgets about H2 Blue, who gets around and now takes second place. Can H2 Blue get up there and challenge Crazy Cat's Eye? They're all starting to bunch up just a little bit. There's the finish line. Across they come. Crazy Cat's Eye winning by 0.4 of a second over H2 Blue, and Blizzard Blaster rounding out the podium in his very first race. How quickly we progress to round number 2 of the Sand Marble Rally here in 2017. Starters in the blocks, and we are ready to go down this course. Conditions very similar to what we had in the first race, but the order is different. Off they go. We'll see how differently the field is stratified as they work their way down this course. Already a much tighter race up front. A lot of marbles trying to stay off of the walls as best they can. You see Nemo, that orange marble in the center of your screen. Red number 3 also lost a lot of ground compared to where they were at this stage in the first round. A lot of marbles choosing the different pathways there. We'll see which one is best. I think that is Lollipop up front, by the way, in front of Summer Sky. Big Pearl coming now into third place, in front of, I think, Dragon's Egg and Pollo Loco. Big Pearl was one of a couple marbles not to finish in the first round, so she would love a big finish here. Had a go briefly at second place, now bouncing off of the back of Summer Sky. Big Pearl wants second, but Lollipop holding station up front. The first year that Lollipop has competed in this Sand Marble Rally. Summer Sky and Big Pearl. Good runs last year. Big Pearl, of course, eligible for the championship. She's going to take the lead. Big Pearl eligible for the championship up until the final round, but got stuck high up on the course. Ooh, and she doesn't get stuck through that little classifier. Has the lead, trying to fend off Lollipop. Bounding off the back. Lollipop wants first, but can't forget about Summer Sky back in third. Big Pearl, she's doing a good job of managing the gap up front, but she's got to try to hold off for a good finish here regardless. Lollipop right up under the back of her, nose to tail as they come down here, 90 seconds plus into this run. Big Pearl's going to take the low line, Lollipop up top. Which one is the better pathway? Ooh, Summer Sky briefly getting caught back behind. Big Pearl is going to hold on to the lead. Lollipop didn't close that much ground, and now she does. Lollipop around the outside, now back to the inside. Phenomenal job by Big Pearl of blocking Lollipop, who might lose out second place to Summer Sky. Here she comes. That gives Big Pearl a little bit of breathing space, and now that space is gone. As soon as I say that, they're coming down here to the finish line, and no, not going to catch her. Big Pearl wins the race in front of Lollipop and Summer Sky. Red number 3 had a good comeback all the way to 4th in front of Nemo, Dragon's Egg, Quicksilver, Fantasy, Pollo Loco, and Glassy, rounding out the top 10. Ooh, and it looks like we have a couple of marbles that did not finish. Actually, 6 marbles, to be exact, that did not finish this race. After a well-deserved spring break, the marbles are back for the Sand Marble Rally. 20 marbles in the gates. There you take a look at our short sprint course. It's Lollipop and Summer Sky, leading by 5 points over a host of marbles. As we get ready to go, off they go. Oh, and a big hang-up, and the race start has been aborted. Race control confirms we will have an aborted start. All that adrenaline packed into the marbles. They will be lined up once again. Oh, we've got a track invader now down at the bottom, it looks like. Now somebody's down there just to be safe. All right, marbles back in the gates. Exact same starting position. Let's see if they get through this first. They do. The classifier caught up 1 marble, it looked like. But we are off. There you see confirmation down at the bottom. A couple marbles getting stuck. Oh, the ghost marble appears to have pushed them free. Several marbles taking that high line. That might have been Ghost Plasma. No, it isn't. That is an orange marble instead. That is the number 15 starting spot of Nemo, moving up into 3rd. This is such a quick course, bounding back and forth. Let's see who can actually get up to the lead and join these 3. Pollo Loco, I think, is just right off screen. Nemo jumps into second place as they go through another classifying string. Oh, the leader gets stuck and pushed back. Now Nemo holds the lead solely in his hands. Quicksilver, I think, is that 3rd place marble, trying to track him down. Pollo Loco trying to get around Quicksilver as well, and he does, and he actually gets around both and moves up into 2nd place. One heck of a lurch up there, I think, getting around Dragon's Egg to take 2nd place. Bounding down here toward the bottom. Ooh, hitting hard off of these. Look at this, several marbles going right around it, and one of these bigger marbles getting nudged onto the course as well. Oh, across the line they come. There is the end. Quicksilver beats Fantasy and Dragon's Egg. Really quick. Look at all the marbles in the 106s right there. The top 5 separated by less than a second. Finally coming across. Oh, there's our championship leader, Lollipop. Big Pearl, red number 3, not having a great one. Summer Sky also just getting 15th place. 2 did not finish, including last year's championship winner. There you see right off the line. Look at the chaos created. The marbles are back on this sprint course. Ready to go. Pollo Loco leading us from the pole next to Lollipop, who was tied at the top of the standings, but now falls down to 3rd. The marbles are in the gate and they're off. Let's see if they get through this classifier again. It seems that most of them did. 2 of them got stuck back there. We'll have to see how that goes later on. There is a ghost marble back there that may be able to push them loose. Several marbles bounding over the barriers. It's red number 3 up into 2nd place. A solid jump for him. Up front, that is Lollipop, who started 2nd, getting a lot of pressure from red number 3. Is that Black Knight right behind? And now it's a 2 marble race, but that's slowly closing up to include the 3rd. Let's see how they do. Red number 3 losing some ground. This is a very short course. Oh, bounding over to the right side and into the lead. And it looks like Lollipop really got hung up back there. Red number 3 doing what he is best known for, and that is making big lurches into the lead exactly when he needs to. He's maintaining this lead. Gets hung up briefly, and that's going to slow a lot of momentum. Lollipop is going to close back up several marbles in chase, trying to get onto the podium. Slowed up again, and Lollipop takes the lead. Nudges him out of the way, but red number 3 is not giving up. Right behind him, bounding over. Can he get the lead again? Yes, he does. Fighting back there, but there's Black Knight right behind. And red number 3 is going to come across and take the win. Black Knight beats H2 Blue. Again, the top 4 separated by about a second. Solid job, but look at all these who did not finish. Another bad race for Big Pearl. Summer Sky came in, did not finish. And again, Ghost Plasma, a DNF. Not good for the defending champion. A race with quite a bit of championship implication sees the starters in the blocks amidst a 3-way tie at the front of the standings. Even 4th place is just 1 point back from there, which means that where you finish, even this early in the season, can have huge championship meanings. Off they go, Deep Ocean taking his turn out front. Nemo gets it. And Big Pearl just goes right off to the side of the course and out of this race. Not a good run for Big Pearl. She needed a good finish, down in 13th place. But so far it is Nemo and Wisp of Darkness. As I say that, Deep Ocean charges right back up there. Dragon's Egg also holding on to 4th place. That might be Quicksilver in 5th now. Dragon's Egg making a challenge. And Nemo loses out on 1st place. Deep Ocean lurches up there. Dragon's Egg follows. Off the boundaries they go. Trying to keep station up here, but it's Deep Ocean having a pretty good lead. A little bit of breathing room, but we'll see if he can maintain that. Nobody else on the screen right now. As I say that, Nemo getting a challenge from Dragon's Egg. Is that Pollo Loco? Pollo Loco now in a 4th place. Had a brief chance of flirting up there. Look at this Quicksilver challenges. There is Dragon's Egg right around to the front. Dragon's Egg leads Deep Ocean. Then you have Nemo. I think that's Pollo Loco and Quicksilver back behind. Might be Black Knight. Behind that in 6th, but it is Dragon's Egg leading the way. Coming down here as you see the progress bar in the bottom right to the end of this course. Nemo fought for the lead, lost it. Can he keep it? Finish line is nearly in sight now, and Quicksilver jumps up into 2nd place. Dragon's Egg in 1st. Quicksilver's going to shoot to the lead. Will he be able to keep it? Nemo on the charge. No, not going to be able to do it. Quicksilver holds off by 1/100th of a second over Nemo, and El Capitan comes back a further 8/100ths. What a finish, my gosh. One of the closest finishes that we've ever had in the Sand Marble Rally in the last race has completely shaken up the order in the championship standings. Now with 2 wins, Quicksilver stands 6 points clear of Dragon's Egg and Black Knight, red number 3, close back behind as we come back to the same course, and it's Pollo Loco taking a lead out front. Pollo Loco started clear at the back in that last race. Dragon's Egg is up there again. Here you can see some of the weather conditions that we are fighting with on this course. But Pollo Loco not really fighting it at all, just having a fine time out there. Look at the lead that he has established. Is that red number 3 jumping up into 2nd and quickly tracking down the lead? Red number 3 is going to challenge for it. Can he bounce up into 1st? Good block from Pollo Loco. A couple of shoulders there, a couple of fades into the braking zone. Red number 3 challenges outside, now goes inside, goes off the course briefly, and is managing to hold on, still not losing track of Pollo Loco up front. Red number 3 trying to get a win, desperately needs it too if he wants to jump back up into the top 3. These two almost too quick for the cameraman. Down this course they go. Red number 3 trying to track down Pollo Loco up front, right on him, with the finish line nearly in sight. Here they come. Down to the final complex. A little bit of a lead now. Pollo Loco has some breathing room. Let's see if he can keep it. Red number 3 challenges back up there. Is he going to take the lead as they come down here to the finish? No! One parry fended off. One last complex to go. Bounds off the walls and is not going to do it. Pollo Loco wins, and Quicksilver, another good finish, back in 3rd over Crazy Cat's Eye and Blizzard Blaster. Quicksilver, that is going to help his points haul. Another 14 to be added. There you see. After an entertaining break for the Marble Olympics, the competitors of the Sand Marble Rally are back for the 7th round of their championship. The finish line down there at the bottom of a rather quick, treacherous course with a couple of divergent areas. One you see right there, right off the bat. Quicksilver nursing an 11-point lead over red number 3, who holds on to 2nd by just 2 points, but he'll have to come from the back row if he hopes to get another good points finish. Dragon's Egg and Pollo Loco now out in front. Last year's champion, Ghost Plasma, down to the bottom line and is going to lose out a few spots as we go across that section there. Looking farther back. Oh, there we get somebody caught right up in the middle. Right up in the middle. As I say that, it was a brownish marble. Brownish yellow. I'm trying to see if that was either Big Pearl or Fantasy. I think it was Fantasy. Fantasy is beached. Dragon's Egg up front right now. Pollo Loco trying to hold off Glassy. And it looks like Comet has also made his way along with red number 3 from the back row of the grid. They are now into the top 10. It's Dragon's Egg out in front, though. Pollo Loco, a marble that sits 12th in the standings. A second place would be huge for his championship implications. Narrowing right up on the back of Dragon's Egg. Here they come, past the midway point of this course. Just the two of them. Oh, they hit a pole right in the middle of the course. All the marbles seem to hit it. Some coming to a complete stop before we get going again. And Pollo Loco has lost second place. Lost it to Glassy, who started in 7th in this race. Dragon's Egg still up front. Bounding off that wall. Dragon's Egg trying to turn a 4th place into a win in that starting position. Zigzagging back and forth. The slowest sections of the course, what we've seen just there. Now we go separate again. Nearly all the marbles taking that top line. I don't think anybody's going to take a bottom. No, they won't. Pollo Loco has fought back into second place. Finish line nearly in sight for Dragon's Egg, but who is going to get second and third? Pollo Loco trying to hold them off. Glassy making a good run. Comet up there into 4th place. Comet trying to challenge for 3rd, not going to do it. Glassy keeps 3rd. Comet 4th. Pollo Loco a little under a second behind. Now let's see who our 2 non-finishers were. If they were indeed, yes, they were. Fantasy and Blizzard Blaster did not make it to the bottom of this course. But Dragon's Egg, 20 valuable points. Moves him, there you see it, to the top of the standings. 3 points clear of Quicksilver. Red number 3 back into 3rd place in front of Black Knight. Lollipop jumps 2 to 4th. In race number 7, catapulted Dragon's Egg to the top of the Sand Marble Rally standings, but so many within striking distance that this is still a wide-open tournament. A 2-way tie for 4th place back there. Red number 3 just 5 points back of previous leader Quicksilver, despite having 1 fewer gold medal to his name. Competitors in the starting blocks, and we're ready to go. And they are off. Big Pearl taking a lead, and red number 3 now dashes to that bottom of 2 possible lines. Here's the crossover. Several marbles bounding back and forth across each other's bow. And that sends them on very different trajectories. It's red number 3 and Big Pearl out in front. Which line is the quicker one? Right now it definitely appears the top one is. Sand very wet after a rain shower, as you can see, but conditions ideal for red number 3 up front. All these marbles going to be coated in a fine layer of sand by the bottom of this course. It might be H2 blue, you can just barely see. In 3rd place right now, Pollo Loco, who ran at the front for all of the last race and finished 2nd, is back up there after starting on the very last row. For some reason, this course really suits Pollo Loco. Nemo also up there in 4th place. A really good showing for a marble that needs it. Hard off the wall, marbles going into the air. They're hitting that pole that stopped several competitors in the last race. Is everybody going to keep going? Red number 3, though, disappearing off into the distance. And in fact, so far out that we're just going to focus on the battle from 2nd on back. It looks like everybody doing fairly well so far. I haven't seen anybody careen off the course. We had 2 that stopped in the last one. Now taking a look at that top line. Everybody appears to be taking a look at that top line. Nobody choosing the bottom. Big Pearl holding on to 3rd place, trying to fight back Nemo. But look at that 2nd place marble, who was leading up until the last race. Not too bad for Quicksilver, our leader in the championship. Oh, red number 3 has already crossed the line. Quicksilver coming in next. Big Pearl is going to get 3rd place. That's a pretty quick time. That is a very quick time. That sneaked up on us almost. Quicksilver, who was at the top of the standings, got bumped off by Dragon's Egg. It appears is going to reclaim the lead. Dragon's Egg down in 14th. There you see it. Quicksilver back up to the front. Red number 3 in 2nd. Dragon's Egg dropping 10 points back into 3rd. Pollo Loco lifting himself into 4th place in front of Crazy Cat's Eye and Lollipop. you've enjoyed a summer break, as have these marbles, as they get ready to enter the home stretch here of the 2017 Sand Marble Rally. A quick look at the course. Last race, Quicksilver reclaimed the top spot with a second-place finish to red number 3. We'll see if he can continue that push up at the front of the race. He starts on the outside of the first row, red number 3. Back behind, several marbles immediately getting stuck in that little spinner back there. One of them, I think, was Nemo, that orange marble, getting caught way back there right out of the gate. You hate to see a competitor's race end so quickly with all the preparation that they put into this. Pollo Loco, in the meantime, is in that second place spot right in the center of your screen, trying to track down that top marble up front. Also, Ghost Plasma, you look back in third place there, last year's champion. Bit of a non-factor in this year's race. You see an alternate path up top, which actually is probably a little bit slower by the look of it. If they go bounding over that, you notice Big Pearl on the left-hand side of your screen there. She's been running up front in the last few races as well. Over the bridge they go, those top two starting to separate themselves as we reach the 1/3 mark of this race. Now right up on the back there is Pollo Loco. See, they opt that bottom line. Pollo Loco coming to a stop there. Did you see that on the left side? Coming to a stop right in the middle there. We'll see if any marbles dislodge him and keep him going down this course, but not what you want to see past the halfway point. Ghost Plasma is now up into second place. Seeing if he can close the gap to, is that Blizzard Blaster up front perhaps? Several go over high side on the walls there, trying to keep track there. Slimer, it appears, is into second place as they begin to slow down. Again, taking the high line. Ghost Plasma trying to make a little bit of ground on Slimer as they weave back and forth through these helices. Look at this little gate down here. We'll see if that influences any of the marbles and slows them down. A couple of hard hits. And then immediately, if you look back up front, Slimer taking the top spot and really picking up speed as he moves down this course. The finish line nearly in sight, and they slow to a crawl. Blizzard Blaster. That's Quicksilver in third. Really come up through the field, trying to stay at the top of the standings. A hard left to finish. There you go. Slimer's going to take that top spot. Blizzard Blaster, Quicksilver, Ghost Plasma, Summer Sky up there also, along with Black Knight. Good finish, but a lot of marbles taking their time here, and quite a few, it appears, are not even going to finish this race. We'll take a look at the complete standings. Oh, no, there you see. Big Pearl is one of those. Red number 3 apparently got stuck. Fantasy, Comet. Like I said, Nemo right out of the gate, one of those who did not make the finish. Oh, there you see him. While Quicksilver maintains his lead at the top of the Sand Marble Rally standings, he'll have some work to do, although his closest competitor sits also on the back row with him. Dragon's Egg is there in third, then Black Knight, making a good jump after a top 10 in the previous event in front of Crazy Cat's Eye. But you can see the medals, how they have been distributed across this season, and it only is going to get crazier. There you see a mixed-up starting grid in the blocks, and off they go. That opening obstacle that was in front in the last race has been removed, so all marbles continuing past it and working their way down. But what a start by red number 3, who moves up into first place over El Capitan. Pollo Loco taking that top line, who was running up in the front of the last race as well. Wisp of Darkness up there. Slimer, who won the previous event. Summer Sky. Lollipop is up there too. There's one of several parts of this race course where you can go over the wall and keep going. I know the marbles are quite happy about that because it gives them a little bit of a margin of error. Now look at these top few. Glassy entering the picture too, along with Slimer, those two running in lockstep, still a few lengths apart. Meanwhile, up front, look at the gap up there. Slimer, I think, took that bottom line. Is that going to help him or hurt him? And it's going to hurt. Glassy moving up into third place. There's red number 3 stranded. And El Capitan gets by and then gets stuck. El Capitan also gets stuck along with several marbles, and they dislodge him. Who got up into first place? It's Wisp of Darkness. Wisp of Darkness holds on to the front in front of Glassy. Is that crazy? Oh my gosh, it's Crazy Cat's Eye. That in itself is a little bit crazy. Not had very many good finishes so far this season. El Capitan did get going, and I think is back there in fourth place. Look at how high they're getting some air coming through the S's. but it's still Wisp of Darkness out in front, a big beneficiary of a couple of key elements of this course. Both that wide carousel where they come back together, and then that little grid. Here is that gate, another part that sometimes gives marbles some pretty good whacks as they come through. Ooh, there was a hard hit. I don't know if that was Fantasy or who that was that really not necessarily the beneficiary. It might have been Comet, as I say that. Now Wisp of Darkness reclaiming that top spot in front of Glassy. Crazy Cat's Eye in third. They slow to a crawl with the finish line in sight. Remember, it's a hard left-hander. Glassy goes to the outside, now cuts back to the inside, drafting. Under the tunnel they go. Will he be able to make the move? No, he won't. Wisp of Darkness takes first over Glassy. Crazy Cat's Eye, Summer Sky, now Capitan. I don't see Quicksilver up there in the top 10. There he comes across the line with a thin coating of sand on him, but he's going to take a hit. Look at that, 17th place for the championship leader. Red number 3 up in only 11th place, only getting 5 points on him. And everything helps, but not quite what they had hoped. Round 11 of the Sand Marble Rally sees the championship leader and the championship number 2 starting side by side on the front row. Quicksilver and red number 3 on a beautiful autumn day with track conditions absolutely ideal. Quicksilver leads the way with 20 points on offer in each of the remaining 2 races after this one. What can he do to either extend his lead? What can red number 3 and some others do? Oh, and somebody immediately goes off to the side there, and several others got stuck up in that classifier. Right up at the top, I think that was Pollo Loco that careened off the side of the course. Somebody else slowing down just off the left-hand side of the screen back there, but I'm not sure if that marble was able to get going. Sand is a little bit wet, so you'll see the marbles getting a fine coating of sand as they move down this course. Ghost Plasma in second place, really challenging. Black Knight, I believe that is, up front. Looks like Comet in third, who started on the back row and is now hassling those front 3. Bounding back and forth. That was a mighty quick start to this race, by the way. Marbles really getting going, trying to stay within the bounds of this course as best they can. Now they pick up speed again. Some obstacles in the way. Everybody banging hard against that wall, but managing to stay on the course. Looking up front, that is Ghost Plasma, last year's champion. As they knock through those barriers. 4 marbles going low, and that's actually going to hurt him quite a bit. Quicksilver, the championship leader, is now up into first place. I believe that is Slimer right behind him. Then Nemo, that orange marble, back in fourth, and as I say that, falls down, clear to fifth. Quicksilver stretching that lead in the race and potentially in the championship. Red number 3, nowhere to be seen right now. Going to take a little bit of a hit in the championship standings. Slimer, in the meantime, fending off Ghost Plasma for second place. Eventually, he's going to have to try to turn his sights up to the front. We're getting down here toward the end. This is the boulevard streaming down toward the start-finish line. Quicksilver hard off of that obstacle. Now Slimer pulls up on his left side and takes the lead and the win. Slimer over Quicksilver, right at the line. Ghost Plasma in third in front of Deep Ocean and Glassy. Red number 3 all the way back there in 13th place. Crazy Cat's Eye also up there in the standings. Finishes just 15th in this race. There you see how the points will be divvied up. Big Pearl started up there on the front row, but fell to 16th place. Quicksilver up front has that lead. If it's more than 20 heading into the final round, he will be champion. Slimer has moved up 8 spots into fourth. He and everybody above him is still eligible for the championship, but that's it. With just one race remaining in the 2017 Sand Marble Rally, competitors will look to make the right moves in race number 12, especially with the breaking news that race 13 has double points on offer. Now, only the top half can win the tournament, but many others hope to make it to the podium at least, provided that they play their cards right. Here in race number 12, Quicksilver, where can he finish in this race, possibly extending his championship lead over red number 3? Oh, and a couple! Oh, look at that! A couple getting caught up in that classifier immediately. We'll have to see if they're able to get going again, but I'm not sure that they will. We might end up having a couple of non-finishers in this race right off the bat. Black Knight, I think, also got stuck. At least he was stopped as the camera panned across him, and he went off the screen. We'll have to see if he's able to get going again as well. 2 different lines here. That bottom line might be just a little bit quicker as we get a little bit closer and take a look. And that is El Capitan in the lead. Zigzagging back and forth in front of Glassy, Pollo Loco, and Slimer. Then Nemo. Slaloming through the early part of this course through the left-hander, now back out onto the right and onto a wider boulevard as we're already nearly halfway through this event. Glassy up into second place, trying to track down El Capitan up ahead, Pollo Loco, then Slimer. Everybody's going to take that low line. Oh, laying down a trap down there. Oh, and it's actually going to hurt him. Nobody else could follow that line, and it's going to hurt El Capitan. He falls down to fourth. Glassy has the lead now in front of Slimer, and Pollo Loco back behind. El Capitan now just in front of Nemo, and red number 3, who's made a lot of good ground. Off the arrow. Oh, Pollo Loco, I think, getting stopped as well. Gosh, several marbles having difficulty as we're already now down into the final stretch of this race. Glassy up front. Look at El Capitan just slung his way in there and is now in second place, fighting back and forth. Glassy trying to hold him behind in what is thankfully a narrow course, now not so much. Those top 3 trying to distance themselves over red number 3. Now it's El Capitan, and he's going to run away with it. El Capitan is going to cross the line in front of Slimer, and red number 3 is going to pick up 14 valuable points, and I'm pretty sure mean that the championship will go on to the final round. There you see Quicksilver down in 14th place, just 2 points that he will gain, and we did have a non-finisher farther back behind. Let's see who that was. It was Fantasy. There you go. And there you see all of the decreasing point totals down the rest of the field. Look up front. El Capitan getting a good 20, but Quicksilver just 2. That means that the top 7 are currently eligible to win the championship in the next race. The twists and turns of the 2017 Sand Marble Rally has deposited us here, with double points on offer and a course that is being constructed in front of your very eyes to challenge the very best of our competitors to separate the champions from the pretenders. With double points on offer today, 7 marbles have a chance at coming out on top at the end of the day. Those in yellow down at the bottom do not even have a chance at making the podium, but that means that half the field does. Still a lot up for grabs. Can Quicksilver extend his lead up at the front? It's 13 right now. What will it be at the end of the day with 40 possible points? Well, if he wants to win, he has to do it from starting on the back row. Same thing with red number 3 back there, as we already get off to a quick technical start. You see an escape channel up there in case anybody goes over the wall to stop any DNFs. We want it to be a straight fight if possible. And several championship contenders have already found their way up toward the front. Dragon's Egg is one of those. Now a good finish by him can crown himself Marble Rally champion. He's battling Lollipop up there. Summer Sky, Glassy, Slimer, H2 Blue shooting up into third. Those 2 green marbles back behind. Slimer has taken the lead over the 2 of them. Sandwiching on either side of Summer Sky, Pollo Loco is up there. Also, red number 3. Red number 3 is already up into the top 10. That could be big for the championship. If he finishes high enough, even with a win, I'm not sure if Dragon's Egg has enough to be champion. It would be very close on the math. Lollipop had the lead, has surrendered it back on a good under move by Dragon's Egg. Slimer up into second place. He's also a championship contender. He can't afford to lose too many places. He wants to get back around Lollipop if possible. All 3 of them squeeze together, and he does. He gets into second. Really pressuring on Dragon's Egg. Can Slimer make the move? H2 Blue retakes third place back there. Ooh, actually, that upper line's going to be quicker. Dragon's Egg is going to lose out on a few spots here. He falls back to third. Nearly into the clutches of Lollipop. They weave back and forth now. Down into the final quarter of this race. Dragon's Egg needs to get back up there with red number 3 close behind. I'm not sure that will be enough to elevate him up to P1. Lollipop goes high, but doesn't gain or lose anything. Dragon's Egg still in third, trailing H2 Blue, and up at the front, Slimer. Slimer doing what he can to try to win himself the Sand Marble Rally for 2017. Now down into the final sector. H2 Blue up into second, Dragon's Egg in third. He's going to need to gain a couple more spots, maybe at least 1 spot, and he does. Finish line's inside. Oh, Slimer gets caught. Slimer gets caught on an obstacle, and H2 Blue shoots by. H2 Blue wins the race, denies 6 points to Dragon's Egg, and is that going to be enough? Where is Quicksilver? I don't see him. Oh my, Quicksilver did not finish this race and will not be crowned champion. Now, I'll have to check by the math. Let's see here. 34 points to Dragon's Egg and just 22 for red number 3. Slimer back in third. He's going to get a good points haul, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I believe Dragon's Egg has won the championship by a single point. 135 to 134. Dragon's Egg is your 2017 Sand Marble Rally champion. Congratulations to red number 3 for coming oh so close in second, and Slimer doing his best to elevate up into third. He had the control of the race right up until the end, and it was that final obstacle right in the middle of the track. Here you can see it. Tries to move to the left, but his momentum bounces him off the wall and right into it. H2 Blue goes on to slide by Dragon's Egg and wins the race, but Dragon's Egg is your 2017 Marble Rally champion.